This is a video for all the tool fans out there. At last we have a Gibson Les Paul Custom Silverburst in stock. I've been wanting to make this video for years. So without further ado, let's take a look at this 1968 Les Paul Custom. Hello guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury drum machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Ben Keightley, and today I have the utmost pleasure of showing you a beautiful 1968 reissue of a Gibson Les Paul Custom. This also happens to be in one of my favourite finishes of all time, which is the classic Silverburst. And I love how the Gibson Custom Shop have made this look like the aged Silverburst, which have a little bit more of a kind of yellow hue than a brand new Silverburst. I think it definitely aged the look a little bit and makes it look a little bit less gimmicky than the original Silverburst, in my opinion. This also has open coil pickups, which I love to see. So without further ado, let's grab the case and take a closer look at this beauty. So guys, I've got the case all set up here on the couch. Obviously we've got a 60s case, this is a 68 reissue. I've opened up all the latches, so let's take a look inside. So here we have probably one of the more iconic finishes for a Les Paul Custom. But what I really like about this one is how they've aged the Silverburst a little bit. Not in terms of lacquer checking or rub down finishes, but the silver is a little bit more yellowed out. It's not a really bright silver, it has a nice kind of dulled down quality, which I think looks really cool and has a bit more of a vintage vibe about it. It really is done in like a teardrop shape, so the silver is the teardrop, and then you have the black outside, which is kind of what you want on the Les Paul Customs. Of course, that follows onto the back as well, that same teardrop, as you can see. This is done in a VOS finish, so we do have a little bit of gunk on the finish to kind of, you know, dull it down a little bit, and we have that beautiful 7-ply binding. I really like the witch hat knobs on this one, but we'll go over all the specs shortly. As we go down, you can just appreciate how beautiful their mother of pearl inlays are. Probably the best headstock that's ever been made. Obviously the Gibson Les Paul Custom headstock with the diamond inlay. You can see there's a little bit of like a golden lacquer or a yellowed lacquer kind of been sprayed over this just to give it a bit more of an amber patinaed look. Again, we have the cooler tuners. These are the waffle back tuners. This is a very aesthetically pleasing instrument. They really got it right in 68. Of course, we have open coil pickups on this one, but we do have the covers in the case. So let's have a look at what we get with this guitar. Of course, as a custom shop instrument, we have the Gibson COA. We've got the 68 Les Paul Custom and the serial number there. We also have the original pickup covers, and then we just have some paperwork like the warranty card and the date of manufacture. Of course, you have your trusty silica gel in there, but you guys have seen enough of them in these videos by now. So now that we've checked out this awesome Les Paul Custom, let's pull it out and go over all the specs. So the most popular player of a Silverburst is probably Adam Jones, and definitely of recent years, he's the reason why there's so much hype around these Silverbursts. In fact, as soon as Adam Jones released his signature model with Gibson, it hiked up all the prices of the original Silverbursts and really paved the way for the fame of the Silverburst. Gibson have done lots of different reissues of this Les Paul Custom. Gibson have used Silverburst over loads of different models, including the Flying V as well as normal Les Pauls. But today we have the classic Les Paul Custom in 68 reissue. So let's go over the specs of this Les Paul Custom Silverburst. So this guitar's construction is a mahogany body with a maple top. We have a mahogany neck and an ebony fretboard. The neck shape on this one is quite thin. It's kind of got that more modern Les Paul Custom shape, whereas the 57 definitely has more of a baseball bat. We also have the very iconic waffle back tuners, which are these metal tuners that just look iconic and have a really cool look. We also have the witch hat knobs on the volume and tone, which again just sets this model aside from any other Les Paul Custom. We have the 68 Les Paul Custom humbuckers in this one with no pickup covers, and we have an ABR1 bridge drilled directly into the maple top with an aluminium stop tailpiece. This is a VOS finish, meaning that the guitar has a little bit of like a compound over it, which kind of dulls down the finish a little bit. It's not a relicking job, it's just a way that they kind of finish their vintage original spec guitars. That's what it stands for. You also find that the chrome hardware has a little bit of rusting to it and a few kind of sanded down areas to make it suit the finish. It's as if someone played a guitar but really looked after it for many years, so it has that lived-in feel, but it is a brand new guitar. You won't find any lacquer checking or rub down areas on these guitars. Of course, as this is a Les Paul custom, we have the beautiful split diamond inlay on the headstock, again in mother of pearl, and then we have the mother of pearl Gibson logo. So this really is the kind of tuxedo of guitars. Obviously we have it in the silver burst, but it's a very ornate guitar. You have so many plies of binding all over this guitar. It's a very beautiful guitar to look at. But most importantly, how does it sound? Of course, these guitars look like they're made for metal with the silver burst finish, and obviously all the artists that we look up to that play silver bursts. But the 68 Les Paul is also a very diverse Les Paul custom. You can play blues, clean stuff. It does it all very nicely. Let's go to the tone demo, and let's start with some drop D riffage, but we are going to do some clean playing later on in the demo. So welcome to the tone demonstration of this 1968 Les Paul in a beautiful silver burst. For today's episode, I'm plugged straight into my Kemper Profiler. I've got my JCM 800 heavy metal tone that I use. I've also got an octave pedal on the floor, as well as a tube screener and some delay effects to add a little bit of atmosphere. Obviously, probably the most famous user of silver burst is Adam Jones from Tool, so I thought I'd do some riffs inspired by that great band. So let's hear what I played in the intro of today's video. So this is just to begin with all the delay on the octave to create this kind of shrieking effect that I got by doing a loop. So this is kind of what I got. In the background. Of that I had no octave pedal on, and I just added the octave pedal on these last couple of notes just to add a little bit of thickness. The kind of chorus section of that was with the distortion on still. First time around was just distortion, no delay. Then octave back on with the delay. I know that's quite a produced tone with the delay and the octave, but I think it really suited this guitar nicely. But just the organic overdrive or gain tone of this guitar is insane. I really love playing drop D on Les Paul Customs, as you can really get some nice kind of minor and major chords. Here's a quick lesson for you, just in case you do want to play some major and minor chords in drop D. If you play the root note, say for example on the 9 of the E, where I play a B minor chord, so I play B would normally be here, but it's here in this case. If you want to play a minor chord, just go onto the G string and play 2 frets behind. That's a minor third interval. If you bring that one step further up, it's a major interval. So as you can see, I'm just using minor and major chords. Minor, major, major, major. It's like your Dire Straits Sultans of String Group. Harmonic minor in B minor. So that's kind of what I'm playing there, and then just using the natural minor notes around it. If you have any questions about that, let me know in the comment section below. But back on with the demo. So let's hear what that neck pickup can do on the same tone. Adding the octave pedal. guitar really can scream. But after you take away the silver burst finish and the open coil pickups, this is a 68 Les Paul Custom. They're amazing for clean sounds and blues. So let's tune it back to standard and play some clean tones to demonstrate what this guitar can do. I'm now in standard tuning. I've cleaned up the amp a little bit. Let's hear a loop on the neck pickup first. There's the neck pickup. Let's hear the middle pickup now. Got the wrong chord there. Finally, the bridge pickup. There's so many usable sounds from this Les Paul Custom that aren't necessarily high gain tones. But that being said, let's get a bit more of a classic rock tone now, a little bit of a pushed crunch type tone. Got a little bit of Sex Pistols with a Les Paul Custom. Let's hear some more punk. episode wouldn't be complete without some fuzz tones, so let's hear it. So guys, that's the end of another video. I really hope you've enjoyed looking at this Silverburst Gibson Les Paul Custom. Before I get into my personal review of this guitar, make sure to go down on this video and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I love talking to you guys in the comments and I really appreciate all the support on the videos recently. Also, whilst you're down there, if you've enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. We've got some really exciting trips planned for 2025, so make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. We upload daily, Monday to Friday, giving you guitar content just like this every day. But what is my personal review of this Gibson Les Paul Custom Silverburst? Well, I have to give this guitar an 8 out of 10 today. In terms of how it looks, I think the Silverburst is quite possibly one of the coolest Les Paul custom finishes. Just coming under the Green Widow, of course, which is my favourite finish, I think it has such an iconic look and it's also unique enough to have that rarity about it. Obviously, Adam Jones is probably the most famous user of a Silverburst, so he really has driven the price up of a Silverburst. But that aside, it is a really cool finish. This one has a little bit more of a yellowed hue to it than a standard Silverburst, so it looks like it's aged for a couple of years, which is really cool. It's a bit like when you get a creamed out Les Paul Custom instead of like a glistening alpine white. The creamed yellowed look looks a little bit better because we kind of associate it with that vintage look. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. In terms of how this guitar performed, it was very comfortable to play. You got quite a slim neck with a 68, and obviously you got the ABR1 bridge with that, so it feels like a more vintage style guitar. It doesn't feel like a Les Paul Custom Modern with the Nashville style bridge. So it still has quite a snap to it, and you do have to push the amp quite a lot to get these humbuckers into distortion. However, it does deal with kind of, grunge, punk rock, metal really well, as you could hear in the demos there, playing Foo Fighters, Green Day, Sex Pistols, obviously playing Tool riffs. It can handle it all and it dealt with the drop D tuning very nicely. Then when I flipped it over to clean, I was really impressed with the way that the neck pickup in particular reacts. I do think the bridge pickup didn't sound the best on the clean tones, but it really performed nicely on the high gain tones. But the neck pickup had a really nice kind of vocal quality to it, and the chords sounded really nice. You could hear all the notes coming through on them chords. I'm not normally a massive fan of ebony fretboards on electric guitars. I do find them to be a little bit too bright sometimes, and obviously they're quite a smooth feeling neck where I'd prefer like rosewood, for example. But this guitar did sound really cool and was comfortable to play. My only criticism is that it could do with a new pair of strings, maybe a heavier gauge for the drop D tuning, and that maybe the pickups could be a little bit higher output for a metal guitar. But if you were buying this guitar for a blues guitar, then the pickups are ready to go and they sound amazing. But yeah guys, that is the Gibson Les Paul Silverburst 68 reissue. It will be on our website very shortly. This and the Fender Strat that I demoed in yesterday's video, we still haven't had a chance to take pictures of all these guitars and put them up on the website yet, so just hang fire with us. They will be live soon, so you guys will be able to buy them if you want to. So make sure to go and check out Squealing Pig Guitars website if you're interested in that. Also make sure to check out The Vault. That's our sister company who also sell guitars that you see on these videos. I'll leave all the links in the description below. But thank you so much for checking out Squealing Pig Guitars. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. My name is Ben Keightley and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. But until then, keep rocking guys. I'll see you soon.